Hey everyone, Laura here.
Tanya here.
We've been friends for over a decade and worked together for a long time in call centers as agents, quality analysts, managers, and supervisors.
In 2018, we started up this podcast to talk about the batshit bonkers bullshit we see and continue to see in our time at work and at home as consumers.
We also share your stories as both consumers and as employees.
So keep them coming to Q as in cucumber at yahoo.com.
We host the show anonymously and use aliases. In the stories we tell, we change names and identifying details of people, locations, and companies.
We also share your emails anonymously, so any similarities to real people, locations, or companies is purely coincidental.
So if you think we're talking about you, guilty conscience much?
Now on with the fun.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons? Just calm down.
Oh, fuck you!
You can't handle the truth.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In other words, be nice, asshole.
Welcome to Q as in Cucumber. I'm Laura Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
This is the podcast where we rat out stupid customers, employees, and companies. So buckle up, bitches. Okay, so first things first, let's get a Tanya health update. If this is your first episode, what took you so long to get here? Just kidding. If this is your first time listening to our show, our fabulous Tanya is currently undergoing treatment for breast cancer. And every time we record, we try to give the fans a little update on how she's doing. And I'm pretty sure we got some really good news last week.
So I saw my oncologist on Tuesday, like day before yesterday, Tuesday. And my lump, I have breast cancer. So every time I go to the doctor, I see my oncologist before I have chemo every week. She's struggling to find my lump. Like,
That's amazing.
She has me like stand up, put my arms in the air, move to side, lay down, put my arms behind my head, move, roll over onto my side, all kinds of stuff. And I can't feel it in there anymore.
Yeah.
So that means that the chemo is working. Thank
Yay.
God. So every time the last like 2 or 3 visits, she was like, yeah, I'm just so amazed at how well, it's responding and how we can't really find it, blah, blah, blah. And every time I ask her, well, can I stop doing chemo?
She's like, no.
No. She was like, no, I have to make sure before they do your surgery, like it's gone, like it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that, because of the kind that I have, being
Right.
It's stage 1, but it's type 3 and it's so aggressive.
Right.
So I'll probably end up having a scan and some other things done. My blood work's coming back fine. My red blood count's a little low, but that is to be expected. My white blood count is pretty good. A couple weeks ago, my bilirubin was messed up, and that's because I was having so much bone pain. It was causing my liver to be affected because I took like 4,000 Tylenols. Because in that week, my bones were hurting so bad.
Right.
And that's one of the side effects from the chemo. So she gave me Lyrica, and I take that twice a day. And it helps along with my edibles. I found there are certain strains of THC that I cannot use right now because they intensify my bone pain.
Oh.
Somebody was super nice and brought me butter and made some cookies from the butter. And it fucked my legs up. Like I could barely move all night. So while I appreciated it, David was like, I don't know what strain you used, but
That's not good.
that one wasn't good for her because it made it worse. And the whole point of me using the edibles is to get rid of that pain and maybe to have an appetite, because on this particular chemo, like with the first one, my AC, my taste buds were just gone. It was like I'd burnt my mouth. Like everything tasted like cotton. So with this new one, it just gets rid of your appetite. You're out of breath a lot, and you just don't have an appetite for 2, 3, 4. Like today I ate I ate a tuna fish sandwich. That's been all I've been able to eat for like the last 2 days. And eggs for like the last 2 weeks. That's been my like go-to thing.
Right.
But this morning I got up and I ate. But usually because I am so high from my when I do my chemo, because they give me Benadryl, Ativan, and I do an edible. I went home and I ate a tuna fish sandwich. I got up this morning, I ate a tuna fish sandwich. So just a damn tuna fish. But yeah, everything seems to be going good. Like, she's super impressed with how well I'm responding to all of the treatments and stuff. And now I only have 7 left.
Get down, Pete.
And now I only have 7 left.
Okay.
So, and Avery will be home for the 7th one for me to ring the bell.
Okay.
I took a picture of I'll send it to you. But it's like they have a little plaque on the wall, and this bell is to, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I put it on my Facebook too, but, and there's a bell there. So when you have your last chemo, you get to ring the bell. So I have 7 more. Yay. Avery will be home.
I think we all should go.
Yeah. Avery said that he's bringing himself and like a bunch of his teammates and friends from the Flames. He wants them to come too. A few of them. He said he expects me whenever I'm done to go. They want to go out. And he was like, I expect you to be on some Stone Cold Steve Austin, busting some beers open and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you do realize I have chemo that day. Like, I can't drink. Like,
Yeah.
because of the whole liver situation and stuff.
Right.
Because it really fucks up your liver. And because my body's so broke down now, like, doing stuff like that will mess it up. So, and then it would prolong stuff. So,
Yeah.
I got an appointment finally with the oncology OBGYN.
Okay.
I go see them on the 22nd of December.
Okay.
I go see my breast cancer oncologist surgeon. And that's a surgeon I'm also going to see, the OBGYN surgery oncologist. His name, I'll tell you off camera or we can blank it out.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He's a Star Trek guy or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. But they said that he's one of the best.
That's
so
fucking awesome.
And then I go see my oncology surgeon, my favorite doctor. She's just, I go see her on the 8th.
Okay.
So, and then I'll find out my surgery day from her for the mastectomy. So, yeah. So everything
Progress.
is
Moving
going
along.
right on track. The only worry that we have right now is the neuropathy in my hands. It's not gone away.
Yeah.
Usually the first 3, the first 2, it was only for a couple of days, and now I haven't been able to get rid of it. It's really bad in my left hand, and it comes and goes in my right hand. And then this fucking rash, but
Yeah.
the rash isn't anywhere but on my hands, and that's just a side effect of the chemo. So, but everything is
Moving
along. Like, I only lost 2 pounds in the last week.
Okay.
So that's good.
Yep.
I mean, I need to lose weight, obviously, but
But there's health, like there's
right, because a couple of weeks ago I lost 8 pounds in a week.
Right.
So,
like there's concerning weight loss, like
Right.
oh, it's dropping way too fast,
Right.
and blah blah blah. But yeah,
Right, yeah. So, but yeah, so everything's going good. I'm just, today I'm having a good day. Usually the day after chemo, I'm pretty good. Tomorrow, by about noon, 2 o'clock, I'll be the biggest piece of shit ever. I won't be able to hardly, like last week, I took Sophia to school and I came in the front door and immediately Grandma and David were like,
oh my
holy
God.
shit, what the hell? And I was like, what? And they were like, you look awful.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like shit. They were like, go to bed now, go. And then with the weight loss, like, kind of nice. I have to buy all new pants. Like, the pants I have on right now are super big on me. I have a pair of leggings on under here because I'm cold, for one, because it's fucking cold out there.
Yeah.
And then the pants kept falling off. So
Oh my God.
I have a pair of leggings on underneath my pants so that they don't just, like, as I'm walking, just fall off my ass. So, yeah. So, but everything is, like, going good. She said I should start to see my hair grow back about a month or 2 after
Okay.
I stop chemo.
Okay, that's good.
So,
Look at you.
I'm super curious. I want to know how my hair is going to be because they said sometimes it'll come in a different color, a different texture. They said that it'd come back curly, but my hair's already real fucking curly. And David was laughing when they said that, and he was like, "Oh God, she's gonna have a whole fucking afro. She's gonna look like Sophia," because my hair was already curly, so I can only imagine what it's gonna look like.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I hope it comes back gray though. I really hope it comes in gray.
Oh, we had this whole conversation a while back about how we all thought that the Meryl Streep's look in The Devil Wears Prada, like that look would be stellar on Tanya. Like
I love
were
it.
like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you should just go totally all gray.
Yeah, because Jess was super excited when I stopped coloring my hair.
Right.
Because for years she's been like, no, stop, because of the way my gray was. Like,
right.
Because there was such a big, massive chunk on the left side and the right side. So, and then it was salt and peppered through. And then when I finally stopped coloring it and everything and just let it grow, it was fucking cool. Like, I got compliments on it all the time. But yeah, now, now I'm super, I just really hope that it comes back like a really pretty gray. Like, I'm excited about that. Like, I can't wait. My nails aren't growing.
Right.
At all. So I went to get my nails done the other day, and the guy was like, "Oh, how long you been do your nail?" And I was like, "Oh, it's been like a month." And he was like, you got no growth. I was like, I know. I said, well, I have cancer and I'm going through chemotherapy, and I guess one of the things is my nails aren't growing. And he was like, you don't need a fill. He was like, so we'll just straighten up a little bit and cut down and change polish for you then. I was like, okay. Because I had to have them cut down because of the neuropathy. My fingertips hurt so bad. I had to have them cut down. So now they're like a nice normal length.
There you go.
They're not like, my regular hooker nails that I wear with all the different shit. So, yeah. So, but everything is going good. I feel good today. I'm, my,
Pete.
I don't know. I just get annoyed really easily.
Yeah.
Really easy. But everything is like, pretty on track.
Yep.
So I have to tell you what happened to me yesterday, though.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not normally a crier or an emotional person.
Yeah.
But lately, there's a lot of shit,
Of course.
So I was in King Soopers, and yesterday it was kind of chilly out. So when I go out, I always have my little hat on because much respect to the bald people out there, man, that are bald all the time. Jesus Christ, my fucking head feels like an ice cube most of the time.
Oh my God.
So when I'm outside, when I leave my car, my house, or whatever, I throw my little hat on real quick, and then I go in the store, and then I end up taking it off, throwing it in my purse. And I was in King Soopers and just getting some stuff that we need for Thanksgiving. And I walked down this aisle, and this lady stops me, and she just looks at me. She said, "I love your beautiful bald head."
Aww. And you started crying.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, thank you." And then this little girl was walking up the aisle with her mom. She said, "I think you're beautiful." And then just two random people, just out of the blue, but the lady was like, "Some people can't pull off that bald head, but you really can." Like,
I said that, like, as soon as I was like, you look amazing. Like, it doesn't look like a cancer thing. It looks like a fashion
thing. Like, I just got up one day and was like, fuck hair. Got rid of it all, So, and I've been super fortunate. Like, I don't have a lot of eyebrow left, so I've been like putting them on. But I have my eyelashes I still have eyelashes.
Interesting.
I have no hair on my legs, no hair under my arms. The hair on my arms is super fine, like it's barely anything. You know how when you shave your legs, you get like those little pores?
Right.
I don't even have that.
Weird.
Like, I haven't shaved my legs and I don't even know how long. No hair.
Wow.
Like, none anywhere. It's crazy. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like a baby. I got no hair
You're
anywhere.
like, this is awesome.
Right, because for the last year or so, I've had one hair that grows out of my nose.
Right.
I told you that's like one random fucking old woman hair growing out of my nose. I haven't seen that in months, so I'm just like, wow. And I asked the doctor, I was like, is this going to stay like this? Like, She was like, some of the hair, like if you had a little mustache or something, sometimes that won't come back.
Huh.
I was like, shut up. She was like, yeah. She said, but the hair on your head will come back. It'll just be different. Okay. She said, your eyebrows will come back. They may be a little different, but some of the other hair that, like, if you did have a little mustache, or women who had like that little bit of hair on the side of their face or something, if you had that, sometimes that just won't come back.
Okay.
I was like, oh, yes. Well, if we could make this so that my leg hair doesn't ever come back or my underarm hair doesn't ever grow back.
That would be genius.
Yes, I would love you forever. Like, I already love my oncologist. I'm going to buy this shirt that says my oncologist can beat up your oncologist. Yeah, that's the next shirt I'm going to order.
So that is our Tanya health update.
Yep, I'm all good.
Which we're going to do. Last week, just as a FYI, we talked about how I was having a bit of a health issue.
Laura and her weirdness over here.
Oh my God, it was awful. So just as an update, I'm fine. Basically, it was 2 medications that they put me on that were contradicting each other in my body. That was making me super shaky. But now I'm fine. So,
well, good.
And life is
you look better. You don't look quite as, like, stirred up.
No, last week I was just like... like I was shaking so bad. Like I could not figure it out.
So weird.
And it was scary. Like, So yeah. All right. So the first email we got is from Penny from Prague.
Prague. Oh. Every time I hear Prague, though, I always think about spies and shit like.
Yeah, totally.
Some 007 shit.
All right. So she says, this is an actual conversation I had with someone working at a billing department of a cable company. I answered the phone saying, thank you for calling. How can I help you? And the customer screams at the top of her lungs, I want my credit card back. Okay. After a long pause, I make a bit of an awkward face, trying to figure out what she's talking about. And I say, I'm sorry, ma'am, but this is a call center billing department, not the cable store. What is the issue with your credit card? And the customer said, well, here's what happened. I went to the cable store and I didn't get there before it closed, but my bill was due today. So I took an envelope, included my statement portion that had the balance and account info, and I put my credit card and a note that read, please process payment and return to forwarding address. I then dumped the envelope and its contents into the drop box outside the store.
Just dumb bitch.
It's been over a week and I haven't received my credit card. I paused for a few seconds in shock that this woman did this. Finally, I say, well, ma'am, I'm sorry to say, but there is a possibility that your card might be stolen. Like, it could just be gone.
Right.
Oh, good Lord. And the customer says, what do you mean it's stolen? What am I supposed to do now?
It's not stolen. You're stupid.
You gave it away.
Right.
Like, hate to break it to you. And she says, what do I need to do? Go to the store? And I said, well, the first thing I do is contact your bank and report your card stolen to avoid fraud charges. Then you can talk to the store manager about that issue. And the customer says, well, will they do something? I say, honestly, I don't know, ma'am. I've never run into this before. I'm guessing they'll have to file a report and do some sort of an investigation. And the customer says, well, what am I supposed to do in that situation?
Bitch, hey, do you have no life skills?
Oh, my God. I said, ma'am, do you realize that the drop box is for checks or money order payments only? If you were going to make a credit card payment, we could have done that for you over the phone for no charge. And the customer says, oh, well, I don't trust making payments over the phone.
But throwing your fucking card in a random window is just fucking all right. You need to go to the doctor for your stupidity. You are a special kind of
Oh my God, Penny, that was hilarious. And she did tag it up. She says, and yet she trusted putting her credit card in an envelope.
Right.
And just trusted that somebody would send it back to her.
Right. Mark over there at the cable store went across the street to the Apple store and got himself some Christmas presents.
Exactly.
Stupid.
We got all new iPads for everybody in Laura's house.
Right.
Like,
Yay.
what? Okay. Good Lord. All right. This is from Carly from Australia. And she says, a good part of my day involves trying to help customers log into their online accounts. This involves issuing a case-sensitive temporary password that consists of letters and numbers. A lot of people have trouble with this, despite the fact that we never include letters and numbers that could be confused, such as 0 and O and 1 and L. Like, have you ever seen those? Like when you get like a temporary password and you can't tell if it's a 1
or an L.
Yeah. They're like, we don't. So she says, we don't do that, right? So I say, I'm working with this customer, and I say, now type in the password we emailed you. It's case sensitive. And the customer says, well, it didn't work. And I said, that's okay. You can try it again. Remember, you need to type the capital letters as capitals and the lowercase as lowercase. And the customer says, oh, I didn't do that. I say, okay, then go ahead and try again. The customer says, it still didn't work. The password must be wrong. And I say, okay, with your permission, I'll reset the password and I'll email it to myself, which this is a pretty good solution. I like this solution. Email it to myself and read it out loud. That seems to help some people. I'll stay on the line until you can log in and change it on your own. Right? Seems like a pretty fair solution to me. And the customer says, oh, yes, that's perfect. I say, okay. I get the new password and I say, okay, the first letter is a capital T as in tango. And the customer says, is that a big T or a small T? So I think part of the whole problem is that she didn't understand what capital means.
Or lowercase.
I say, okay, that's a big T. Now here is where I nearly had a stroke and decided on this call that Laura and Tanya needed to hear this.
No.
I said, after she typed in the T, I said, okay, now the number 2. And the customer said, is that a big 2 or a small 2?
I just knew he was going to say the customer spelled out number 2.
I said, any 2, man. Like, really?
Is that a big 2 or a little 2? I didn't know.
And the customer says, are you sure? Like, yes.
There's only one set of numbers, and they're not big or little. I mean, if you write them big, yeah. What is your font? Like, what size font are you using?
Oh my God! And then it says and then she says this continues with every number, and I cannot convince this customer, no matter what I say or do, that numbers don't have capitals. I'm so sorry, Carly.
Oh my God, that was... You know what? So I told somebody one time on the phones, don't forget now your password is case sensitive. Mm-hmm. And they could not, they thought I said K sensitive, like K, like the letter K.
Okay.
What is case sensitive? And I was like, case sensitive? Like, if it's a capital B, it's supposed to be a capital B. If there's, lowercase, well, I don't know what case sensitive is, though. I was like, I thought you said case sensitive. Well, what is case sensitive? Well,
oh my
God. Bitch, I just fucking some people don't need,
Some people need things spelled out in such a way that you're like, how do you get through your fucking
big
day?
T, little O, just stupid. Is that how I have to say stuff? Because you're just that goddamn dumb?
Oh, yeah. George and I were talking about this the other day because I was just like, how I would hate to be this person because it just sounds like a miserable existence. I'm going down the street to pick up TJ, and the flashing light for the school zone is not on yet. And it's 35 miles an hour through on that street. Now, I'm going about 40. So 5 miles above the speed limit.
Right.
That's kind of where I feel safe that even if I see a cop, I'm not going to get in trouble. And there's this guy like flat out riding my ass the whole way down the street, right? Finally, I get to the school and I go to turn right and he literally like lays on his horn, swings over and tries to like get next to me and is like, if you can't fucking drive, bitch, then fucking move out of the way. I'm like, okay. And then he just drove off. And I'm like, how miserable. If that was your reaction to somebody driving 5 miles over the speed limit.
He'd have lost his ever-loving shit if the light was on.
Thank you. It was just like,
you know what, though? You're
what
better
the
than me.
fuck?
Because my ass would have slowed down to 4 miles an hour. Fuck you. Go around me. You don't like it? Fuck you. This is how safe I feel going this speed limit.
Oh, my God.
Because I will slow my ass down to about 5 miles an hour.
I was really tempted to just slam on the brakes. I was tempted as fuck.
Because I guarantee I have much better insurance than you do.
Exactly. It's the fried green tomatoes.
Right.
Like,
I'm older and I have better insurance. Calm down, you little twerp.
All right. This is from, I think this is funny. This is from Jamie Lannister from Canada.
Not Jamie Lannister. Fucking rotten bastard.
Oh my God. All right. So I work in a call center that helps employees of our company. So basically like a support line. And I said, welcome to the IT center. My name is Jamie. May I have your name, please? And the employee says, no, thanks. And then hangs up.
You're just making sure people were there? What are you
I
doing?
don't know. When somebody asks for your name and you say no thanks.
No thanks. Hard pass.
Hard pass on the name.
Bye now.
I remember I placed an order at Chili's once, like to pick up. Mm-hmm. And she was like, okay, can I have your name, please? And I said, Laura. And there was like this super long pause. And I was like, hello? And she goes, I'm sorry, can I have your name? And I was like, yeah, it's Laura. And like I said it a little bit more. She was like, oh, thank God. I was like, what's wrong? She says, I thought you just said no. Like, can I have your
No.
name? No.
Figure the fuck out. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
What's your name? No. Oh, okay. Great.
What's your name? No.
Thanks. All right. This is from Justin from Wyoming. And Justin says, I work in a call center that processes claims for various electronics sold by different companies. And I said, thank you for calling blah, blah, blah company. My name is blah, blah, blah. How can I assist you today? And the customer says, yeah, I don't want your company plan. And I say, okay, not a problem. When did you purchase your plan so we can issue a refund? And the customer says, well, I didn't buy it. And both of us just sit on the line in total silence for a long time. And I said, well, you don't have to buy it then. And the customer says, okay, because I don't want it.
Okay.
And then they hung up.
Oh. So, I just thought about with the name thing. So, we called for pizza one night. I don't know what was going on. This guy answered the phone. And I was like, hi, I need to make an order for delivery, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, what can we make you? And so I tell him. He's like, okay, no, this is exactly how the conversation went. I give him my order. I want this, this, and this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll see you at this time. And hangs up. He didn't ask for my name, my phone number, my address. Didn't want to know if I was playing with my card, which I was. If it was nothing. He just took my order. That was it.
And just let it go.
So 20 minutes later, I'm starting to get kind of worried. So I call back. And I talked to the manager, and I tell her, she was like, oh, we don't have an order for you.
Well, of course you
I was
don't.
like, of course you fucking don't, because you don't know my name, phone number, my address. So we called. I talked to this lady, and she's like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and make your order, and then we'll have it sent out to you. I said, okay. She was like, I'm sorry, I'll throw in some free, whatevers. And I was like, no worries. So, 10 minutes later, the Domino's people come to the door, and they've got my order. And I was like, okay, thank you. And so then I, put the food in the kitchen, and I'm like, all right, cool. That was really quick. About 10 minutes later, me, Grandma, and Sophia are sitting in the living room watching a movie, eating our little pizza. We get another fucking order. Apparently, he did place the order, but I don't know how it was paid for. And I get the second
Did you check
order.
your card, to make sure it wasn't charged twice?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Right. And then I get the order with the free stuff that the manager gave me, like the little cakes and some garlic knots or whatever and some soda.
You're like, oh my God.
And I was like, what the fuck? We had 5 pizzas. We had all kinds of, we had $70 worth of fucking pizza in the house. And Grandma was just like, hey, let's wait around. Maybe we'll get another one. I was like, right?
Maybe the pizza fairy will visit us once more.
Right. I don't know how the first order even happened.
I don't get
I was
it.
only charged once.
Maybe there's something assigned to your phone number?
Yeah,
That's
but
the
my
only thing I
card
can think of.
information, I didn't give them cash, and I needed to pay with my card because I didn't have cash.
Huh.
So, yeah, weirdo. It was a
bizarre.
weird-ass thing.
All right, so this is the last little thing, and this is not a story. This was an article that Darlene from Ohio sent us. And she says, hi, ladies. You got this, Tanya.
Aw.
Which is really just that is the theme. Everybody emails,
Everybody,
you
yeah.
got this. And then she says, this article has nothing to do with customer service or anything like that. But I came across it and thought of you ladies. And yes, this article is real. Just wanted your reaction. Enjoy. So, I looked up this article.
Uh-huh.
It is so beyond insulting and stupid.
Oh, Lord.
I almost faint. I was like, and thank God she said, this is real. Because I honestly would have thought this was an Onion thing. I shit you not.
Oh, Lord.
The movie that's coming out, I'm not sure if it's already out, about Harriet Tubman. So the article says that back in 1994, he was trying to get this movie made, and he pitched it to a bunch of executives, and then he was like, and then one of the executives was like, I think we should get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. And somebody else in the room was like, she's white.
She's an outstanding actress. I love her. But I just don't think she has the balls to pull off a black woman.
Thank you. And the executive's response was, well, it was a long time ago. Nobody's going to remember.
Literally, there are pictures of the woman. They want to put her on a $20 bill. She's a
Nobody's gonna
historical icon. But no, meh. Let's get Julia Roberts to play her.
Oh my God. I was laughing for 10 minutes about
Why not? If Julia's busy, then how we can get Christy Yamaguchi or someone to play her. The fuck?
I was just like, wow, that's kind of amazing.
Wow, that's
but the reaction of, well, it was a long time ago, nobody's going to remember. It's just such a really ignorant and stupid thing to say.
yeah. When I saw that at first, I thought it was some.
An Onion thing. That's what I thought.
I thought it was sarcastic or something like that. You know how they're always saying dumb shit. That's what I really thought it was. And then I started seeing her on more and more stuff. And then so then I looked and I was like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Come on.
People are stupid. You're just like, come on. I love the article that she sent had a whole bunch of Twitter things with people just this is so beyond insulting. Why would you do this? Ellipses. when Scarlett Johansson is available.
Right?
What the fuck?
Who else? Oh, yeah. Let's get... what's the girl named Kirsten Dunst? She can do it. She hasn't done a lot lately.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That absolutely fucking cracked me up. So thank you, Darlene. Really appreciate
That's
it.
funny.
So that is our episode for today.
Ta-da.
Nice little quick and short one.
Yeah.
So I did get the $1 Billion Whale book.
Okay.
And I've started listening to it,
Uh-huh.
which is great. So we're going to definitely do that.
Okay, let me
deep
just
dive.
say, since I switched over to a different phone company, I get so many of those fucking calls every day.
Tanya just saw my phone just is on silent, but it's sitting here, and it's I get these constant calls where it says scam likely, and I'm like, oh, good lord.
The other day I got a phone call and I missed it. So I missed it. So I was like, shit, it could be one of my doctors. So I call it and it was some random girl and I was like, hi, did you just call me? And she was like, no. I said, okay. Sorry about that. So yesterday I get a phone call, answer it. Hello. Who is this? I said, who is this? You called me. This is Betty. And I was like, okay, well, Betty, who are you trying to reach? She was like, I don't know. You just called me. I was like, oh,
God.
You know what? I said, I think somebody's spoofing phone numbers.
Yeah.
Some sort of way, because I got the same problem the other day where I called somebody back and she was like, oh, I thought this was somebody I knew. No, Betty.
Good
You're
Lord.
good.
That's so
By now. Yeah.
painfully stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got the $1 Billion Whale book. I'm working through it. Hopefully in like maybe a week or two, we can do the full-on deep dive so that we can do that. I'm gonna pick a second one so we have 2 deep dives.
Yeah.
To go. I did put out the Casey Anthony deep dive, which was
That weird bitch.
interesting. Somebody commented on YouTube about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a feeling it was Casey Anthony, quite frankly.
Really?
Simply because it's like a 10-page, like, this is old news. Here's what happened. And it gave this, like, yes, somebody left the pool ladder down and she drowned and it was an accident and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? I mean...
You know what? If it was an accident... He would have called 911.
That feels like it was so long. There's no way somebody just typed all that out in the moment. Like,
Right.
that was clearly prepared.
And nobody in
Copy
their
and
right
paste.
fucking mind is over here defending that stupid bitch. So.
Right. It's honestly, it was probably her.
Oh, yeah, I believe.
But
yeah,
what kills
probably
me
it was.
is other commenters were like, thanks for letting us know, Casey. Like, everybody was calling it out, and eventually she deleted the comment.
Oh, really?
And which obviously deleted all the other ones, but
Right.
she went ahead and deleted it.
Oh, my
like,
God. Go sit down, Casey. If
wow.
you're listening, go sit down.
Yeah.
Please do us all a favor and don't have any more kids because we don't want to go through another trial.
No, we just
Because
can't.
you're kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
And anybody in their right mind that would have a child with you is just as fucking low down and disgusting and disturbed as you are.
So you should definitely listen to our Casey Anthony series, but I'm going to tell you, spoilers. Jump ahead or just end the episode right now if you don't want to hear how it ends. But this was the part that I was like, you get goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you see? I asked Jessica the same thing. Did you see the HBO like docu-series about Robert Durst called
No.
The Jinx?
No,
Oh my God. The Jinx is this amazing story about this super rich guy, right? Who he was married to this woman back in like the late 70s, early 80s, and she just disappeared. And everybody thinks he killed her, but they never found her body. He was never charged, nothing, right? Years later, he murders and hacks up his landlord or
Oh, my.
neighbor or something into tiny little pieces and chucks him in a river or something. And he goes on trial and he actually gets acquitted for self-defense, which was bizarre. Right? You're
Right, like
I didn't realize cutting somebody up in tiny little pieces.
Right.
But the problem was they never found his head to actually get to know how he died.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, it was insane. And then finally there is his best friend was murdered, right? And the theory is that she knew and she was going to talk, so he killed her. That's the theory.
Right.
This is all allegedly, but he hadn't been charged for that crime. But they found the documentarians, they actually found some pretty, like, there it is, hardcore proof that, yeah, it was him. It's crazy, right? But at the very end of the series.
Wait, I thought Fred Durst was the guy from Limp Bizkit.
No, it's Robert Durst.
Oh, okay.
You're stupid.
The guy from Limp Bizkit killed someone.
Okay. Wouldn't surprise me. No, I'm kidding. So they confront him with it in their final interview in the last minute or two of this series. They confront him with it, and he basically has no answer. He's like, I don't know, whatever. So they end the interview, right? And everybody's kind of getting up and like, hey, where's his bag and blah, blah, blah. And they're trying to get organized to get out of this room. And he's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he goes to the bathroom, but he's still mic'd. And he doesn't know he's still mic'd.
Oh, Jesus.
So he goes into the bathroom and he's talking to himself, right? And he says, there it is. You're caught. What did you do? Killed them all, of course. You should see Tanya's face right now. Straight up HBO, straight up caught a murderer. I mean,
what? So what do you mean kill them all? He just confessed to killing these people.
To all three of them. Like, what did you do?
I feel like he was
all,
talking to one of his other personalities or something.
You know what? I thought of that too.
Like he was looking in the mirror and he was actually talking to Scott.
Right.
And he was like, oh, we fucked up, Scott.
You're like, holy shit. Like, it was, and on.
Okay, and that was on HBO.
So now he's currently about to go on trial. They reopened the case into the murder of his best friend. And he's about to go on trial for it.
Fuck.
It's insane. But that, once you hear the way I equate this Casey Anthony piece of information, I felt the same way as I did at the end of the Jinx, where I was like, my heart dropped into my foot and I couldn't believe it. It was like goosebumps, chills, the whole nine. Right?
The Jinx. Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down and look it up.
Watch the Jinx.
Because tomorrow, if I'm not, feeling good, I'll just have something to watch.
It's amazing. And when you see the proof, obviously I haven't. The recording is one thing, but I won't spoil what the proof was that they found. But it's pretty compelling. But here's the thing.
Is it JINX? Okay.
Yep. So the Casey Anthony thing. Obviously, everybody knows she got off.
Yeah.
Somehow. Okay, whatever. But apparently, Florida has something called a sunshine law, which I was not aware of. And it basically says that all non-confidential records have to be released to the public. So that there's a theory that says, oh, this is why we get the wackiest stories from Florida, because we have more access to the information. Right. I think Florida's just crazy.
I was there for a week over the summer. And I was in West Palm Beach, so it wasn't like I was in a bad neighborhood. I was in West Palm Beach. There was a lot of fucking, Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and shit like that rolling around. But I saw some really fucking weird shit.
It's bizarre. Florida's just bizarre. So after the trial, it took a few years, but eventually, everything was released, right? And during the trial, there was a big to-do, a hullabaloo, if you will, about her internet searches, and the what the prosecution accused her of doing was looking up how to make chloroform, like Googling how to make chloroform online, made chloroform, knocked her out, put duct tape over her mouth, and killed her. This bitch, I looked up, I told Jess, I was like, God, I hope nothing happens to my kid. I looked up how to make chloroform just to see, like, this bitch was not smart enough to be able to figure this out. I'm sorry. But the thing that they completely fucked up, right? The prosecution. Holy fuck. That was the chloroform was their only, like, explanation as to how she did this, right? But when there were these two, they call them keepers, like these two amateur, like, investigator sleuths, when the internet searches were released, they went to work looking at every single thing. And what they realized, and this is what's so frustrating, the prosecution only looked at the Internet Explorer searches.
Oh, so they didn't.
Casey Anthony didn't use Internet Explorer. She used Firefox. They never looked at that, right? And there's a lot of finger pointing that goes on between the cops and the prosecutors and blah, blah, blah. It's not important. But on the day that Kaylee disappeared, right? George, the grandfather, left for work. And about 20 minutes later, somebody in the Anthony house Googled foolproof suffocation.
Oh, God. And I always thought that her mother had something to do with all of this.
I don't think her mother had something to do with it. I think her mother...
Her mother helped hide it. I think there's something about the parents that just didn't sit well with me.
Honestly, I mean, go back and listen to the series. The parents... This is my own conjecture, that it was a narcissistic household. Like,
they were
Casey and Cindy are narcissistic, and George is just kind of like
wouldn't say shit if he had a mouthful.
Right. He's just a normal, like, dude. He's an ex-cop. Like, his greatest aspiration in life was to be a character at Disney World. Like, he's just a nice dude. But Casey and her mother, especially Casey, it seems like, ruled that house with an iron fist. And when you watch the documentary, it's very clear that they would do, instead of confronting her about her bullshit, they would find ways to work around it. Because they just didn't want to confront her. So, perfect example. Her car, she lied for 2 years saying that she had a job at Universal Studios Orlando as an event planner. 2 years. Think about that. 2 years. She gets up every day, gets dressed, leaves the house for 8 hours a day for 2 years. Right? But this job didn't exist. Right? So, she lived with her parents who paid for everything, but she never wanted to ask them for gas money because technically she had this high-paying job at Universal Studios, right? So instead of being honest and fessing up, she would literally run out of gas. She'd just be driving down the road and run out of gas. This happened like 5 or 6 times. And instead of George and Cindy, her parents, confronting her and being like, what the fuck?
Why can't you put gas in your car?
Like, why can't you afford to put gas in your car?
Right.
Instead of having saying that very simple statement, they went out and bought gas cans to keep in their house because they knew it would happen again, and they're like, we got to go rescue her. Like, what parent? Like, really? Simply because you weren't willing to confront your daughter on her bullshit? Like, really? They conditioned her that she could get away with this,
with everything,
basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So go back and listen to that. It's It's really
There's
interesting.
some fucking weirdos out there.
Yeah. So that is our episode. So until next time, I'm Laura Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
Like what you hear? Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcasting platform. And follow us on our Facebook page by searching Q as in Cucumber. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching QAIC_Lara, LARA, and QAIC_Tanya, TANYA. Don't forget to check out our other show, hosted by me and Jessica James, called The Parent Memoirs. And we want to hear from you. Share your stories by emailing us at qasincucumber@yahoo.com, and you might just hear your stories on a future episode. Love your faces.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.